Welcome to Mauuak Saving Tips. I take on the challenge of mastering stock tickers today. Can I decode them all and find my hidden strengths in the process? I've always been fascinated by the financial world, and understanding stock tickers seems like a crucial part of it. Stock tickers are essentially a way to identify a particular stock on the market. They're used by investors and financial experts all over the world. Mastering stock tickers can be incredibly powerful, as it allows you to make informed investment decisions and stay ahead of the game. I'm talking about being able to glance at a stock ticker and instantly knowing what's going on with that company. It's like having a superpower, and I'm excited to see if I can develop it. The world of finance can be intimidating, especially for those who are new to it. But I believe that understanding stock tickers is a key part of becoming financially literate. It's not just about being able to read a few letters and numbers. It's about being able to decipher a code that holds a lot of valuable information. I'm eager to dive in and learn more about it. I'm sure many of you are curious about stock tickers as well, and that's why I'm embarking on this challenge. By the end of this video, I hope to have a much better understanding of stock tickers, and I hope to share that understanding with all of you. So let's get started and see where this journey takes us. People often struggle to read and interpret stock tickers, and it's easy to see why. The abbreviations and market jargon can be confusing, especially for those who are new to the world of finance. I've seen it happen to many investors. They trying to make sense of a stock ticker, but they just can't seem to crack the code. It's frustrating, and it can be a major obstacle to making informed investment decisions. The problem is that stock tickers are often filled with obscure abbreviations and codes that don't make sense to the average person. It's like trying to read a foreign language, and it can be really overwhelming. I've tried to learn about stock tickers before, but I've always ended up feeling confused and frustrated. I'm hoping that this time will be different. One of the biggest challenges is keeping track of all the different abbreviations and codes. It seems like every stock has its own unique ticker, and it's hard to keep them all straight. I've seen lists of stock tickers that are pages and pages long, and it's just dizzying. I'm not sure how people do it, but I'm determined to figure it out. Another challenge is staying up to date with the latest market news and trends. Obviously, the financial world is constantly changing, and it's hard to keep up with all the latest developments. I've tried to follow financial news and trends, but it's hard to know what's important and what's not. I'm hoping to learn more about how to stay informed and make sense of it all. Despite the challenges, I'm excited to learn more about stock tickers. I'm curious about how they work, and I want to understand the different components that make them up. I've heard that once you understand the basics of stock tickers, it's much easier to make sense of them. I am looking forward to learning more and becoming more confident in my ability to read and interpret stock tickers. I've also heard that practice is key when it comes to mastering stock tickers. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with the different abbreviations and codes. I'm planning to practice reading and interpreting stock tickers, and I'm hoping that it will become second nature to me. I'm excited to see how far I can take it. The anatomy of a stock ticker is actually pretty interesting. It's typically a combination of letters and numbers that identify a particular stock. The exact format can vary, but it usually includes the stock symbol, the exchange it's listed on, and the current price. I've seen some stock tickers that are really simple, while others are more complex. Let's take a look at a real stock ticker and break it down. For example, the stock ticker for Apple is AAPL. This tells us that the stock is listed on the NASDAQ exchange, and that it's currently trading at a certain price. I've seen this stock ticker before, but I never really understood what it meant. Now I'm starting to get it. It's the first part of the stock ticker, AAPL, is the stock's symbol.
Hey.
This is a unique combination of letters that identifies the stock. The symbol is usually an abbreviation of the company's name, and it's used to identify the stock on the exchange. I've seen some stocks with really creative symbols, while others are more straightforward. The next part of the stock ticker is the exchange it's listed on. This can be either the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ exchange. The exchange is important because it tells us where the stock is trading and what the rules are for buying and selling it. I've heard that the NYSE is one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and that it's home to many of the largest companies. The final part of the stock ticker is the current price. This tells us how much the stock is worth at any given time, and it's usually updated in real time. I've seen stock prices fluctuate wildly, and it's amazing to think about how much money can be made or lost in just a few seconds. By understanding the different components of a stock ticker, we can start to make sense of the complex world of finance. It's not just about reading a few letters and numbers. It is about understanding what they mean and how they fit into the bigger picture. I'm excited to continue learning more about stock tickers, and I'm hoping to become more confident in my ability to read and interpret them. One key strategy for mastering stock tickers is to start small. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Start with the basics and gradually build your way up. I've found that it's helpful to practice reading and interpreting stock tickers, and to start with simple examples before moving on to more complex ones. Another strategy is to use online resources to help you learn. There are many websites and apps that offer tutorials and guides on how to read and interpret stock tickers. I've used some of these resources before, and I've found them to be really helpful. They've given me a much better understanding of stock tickers, and I feel more confident in my ability to make informed investment decisions. I've also learned that it's essential to stay up to date with the latest market news and trends. This can be challenging, but it's crucial if you want to make informed investment decisions. I've started following financial news and trends, and I've found it to be really helpful. I feel more informed, and I'm able to make better decisions as a result. By following these strategies, we can start to master stock tickers and make informed investment decisions. It's not always easy, but it's worth it in the end. I've learned so much already, and I'm excited to continue learning more. To recap, understanding stock tickers is a crucial part of becoming financially literate. It's not just about reading a few letters and numbers. It's about understanding what they mean, know how they fit into the bigger picture. I've learned that by breaking down the components of a stock ticker, we can start to make sense of the complex world of finance. I've also learned that practice is key when it comes to mastering stock tickers. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with the different abbreviations and codes. I've started practicing, and I've found it to be really helpful. I feel more confident in my ability to read and interpret stock tickers, and I'm excited to continue learning more. In conclusion, mastering stock tickers is a challenging but rewarding task. By starting small, using online resources, and staying up to date with the latest market news and trends, we can start to make sense of the complex world of finance. I've learned so much already, and I'm excited to continue learning more. If you've had any experience with stock tickers, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. What strategies have you used to master stock tickers, and what challenges have you faced along the way? Be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be sharing more investment strategies and tips.